So, welcome back to another Join the Brave podcast. We've got the Braves top goal scorer today, Ross McNeil, and the midfield maestro, Davy Sinclair. How are we doing, guys?
Not bad, mate. Yourself?
Not too bad, coping, not bad. Don't want to touch on it too much because we've done it in the previous ones, but how are you coping with the whole pandemic at the moment, job-wise, personal-wise? How he's going? Rossco, you want to go first, mate?
I was off last week, to be fair, because my missus is pregnant, so she's stuck in the house for 12 weeks, but managed to get stuff to work from home today, so not too bad. Managed to get a nursery half ready, so not too bad.
Not too bad, then that's fine. What about you, Sinky? Are you coping?
Just a bit, mate. I've got asthma, and my mum's got the kind of COPD condition, so we're kind of trying to isolate as much as possible, but my work's we're still kind of delivering to the vulnerable and stuff like that. We're delivering food packages and stuff to kind of people who are in need and stuff. We're doing that a couple of days a week, so it's passing a wee bit of time for a couple of hours a day, which is keeping it going, aye.
That's good. It's a good kind of wee goodwill gesture as well for yourself, just to kind of get out and help out. So that's good. But it's a crazy time. How do you think it's going to affect football for the kind of long term? Do you think it'll be a while?
No idea, mate. It's
crazy.
People are getting paid way much more than us to decide that, but I don't think anybody knows.
What do you think, Sinky? Do you think we can cut it off the next wee while?
I just think everybody's taking it day to day, isn't it? There's updates every day and stuff for the government and stuff. And me personally, I can't see football being played anytime soon.
Yeah.
That means that's including the next few months. I could be wrong, but that's just how I feel.
Yeah, no, it's a crazy time, and just it's came. I don't know if you think it yourself, but I think it's came at a wrong time for us, just in the way that we're a new club and we've just started out, and we wanted to end our first season. You know, might not have been as positive league position as maybe some of us might have wanted, but it was still a positive kind of season. So you must be kind of disappointed that it might have an anticlimactic ending.
Aye. Listen, we've done a lot of good results this year, especially for a new team and stuff. And probably one thing it was missing was a wee bit of consistency. But that's going to happen with new players and a new team and everybody getting to know each other. But for me, there was a lot of positives, and the games we had left in the end of the season were a lot of winnable games. And that's what's kind of a wee bit annoying. But listen, it's out of our hands, and don't know how anybody else is feeling, but I'm sure Ross will say his missus being pregnant and stuff, like health comes into it and stuff, and family and that is much more important at the end of the day in football for me and stuff. So, but it's frustrating in terms of we could have kind of kicked on and hopefully get a few good results towards the end of the season.
Yeah, is that what you're thinking, Roscoe? You kind of not is football being kind of one of your second thoughts at the moment?
Aye, it's got to be honest. You've got two young kids as well, so but I mean it's soul destroying, not even watching football, not even even go to train and play games. It's tough, but as Sinky says, sometimes there is more important things that's got to come into it, and this is definitely one of them. But it would have been good to kind of finish the season, our first season on a high, and kind of it is up for next if you like, but says this thing it's out with our hands, so we'll just need to deal with what hand we're dealt.
Yeah, that's it. We'll just need to see how it goes. But let's kind of move on and just talk about the Braves. And like you were both here, like Roscoe, you were only here for a while last year, but you were both here for the season last season. And Sinky, you were also part of Sport before then. What do you think the main difference has been since you've joined? Do you think it's been better? Do you think the clubs grew more and kind of gained the good foundations that from when you were here last year?
I've been here. This is like probably obviously I left in January last year, but I've been here before that for a season, and I can see the progression and stuff like that, and the kind of how much the club's evolved in the last few years. For playing down at Annan every week, to having a base, having a home to kind of play every Saturday. We're supposed to play at home, but listen, some say, not got a lot of fans, and we've not got, everybody knows that and stuff, but it's building that base and getting a community and stuff, and it's not going to happen overnight. But there's been massive improvements and kind of steps made, I think, this year, in terms of the coaching staff and the personnel, the kind of players I've got there. I think it's been a right good year personally, I've enjoyed it a lot.
Like you said, you left in January, but to come back, was that one of the main reasons, looking at the club going forward and the kind of promise it had?
Well, one of the reasons I kind of had to leave is because of kind of work commitments. So I couldn't really, the position I was in, I couldn't really say no to stay and kind of also.
Quality paper.
That's it, mate. That's it. But no, that was one of the main reasons. I know the gaffer, got a good relationship with him. When Colin was there at the time as well, good relationship with him. And when I heard Davy Winters was signing, I'm good pals with him, so that kind of made my mind up as well.
Aye. What about you, Rossco? Obviously, you were only here for, was it a month you were here on loan last season?
Yeah.
What's the kind of differences you've seen since you came in again in the summer?
I think the gaffer's changed the way the team is. I mean, it was quite, when I came in last season, there was quite a lot of bodies out. I say Sinky left in January. There was quite a big turnover. I think January last year there was kind of 7-8 bodies I think turned over. So he's kind of changed his way and went kind of younger players. To be honest, but it's a good vibe around the club, to be fair, and it's definitely grown. I mean, I know people kind of would have laughed and stuff when we originally said Cali Braves and stuff, but I think it's grown on people, and I think people are starting to buy into what we're doing eventually.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I started to accept it a wee bit more, I think, can't I?
I think we all kind of had our opinions on things like the name and like the stadium and stuff like that at the start when we came in. Like I think every one of the boys will agree. We all kind of had that kind of Cali Braves, what's that? But I think, like you said, we've all grown to kind of knowing it as the Caledonian Braves, and there's a team that's kind of fitted itself into the Lowland League well, you know.
I think the fact that the kind of style of football we play and we've got results and all that, I think that helps that it's been accepted, you know what I mean? And because if you're doing it, if you're struggling to stay up and you're doing it in the Premier League and hardly win a game and stuff like that, kind of the full thing probably becomes a wee bit of a laughing stock in terms of the way the name went and stuff like that. But the fact that we've got a good squad, we've had good results, scored some unbelievable goals this year and stuff like that. I think that's helped.
Yeah, definitely. Like Rossco mentioned the fact that the Gaffer's brought in a lot of youthful players. Like Sinky, for you, has this kind of been one of the first years you've been one of the most experienced players in the midfield, and how's that been for you, just working with a lot of good, young, promising midfielders?
Well, the first year I came to Edo and I came back from Australia and Iceland, it was all French boys, so I was the oldest in the team. Well, sorry, Kanzo was there. Yeah. Kanzo was the oldest in the team, but last year obviously I played with Scotty McLaughlin in Midway Park, but also in this year there's a lot of young boys and stuff like that. And I remember you're a young boy and you see look up to older players and you think, I can't never be me, it's ages away and stuff like that. But before you know it, it's here and it's hit you before you know it, and you're one of the more experienced older players in the team, and you just try and kind of set good examples and stuff like that, and kind of help boys out along the way and stuff if they're kind of needing help in that.
Does it help your game as well? Just obviously you've had a good experience in the leagues in Scotland, but being that kind of maybe that kind of leader in the middle of the park, has that helped you kind of build your game? Because when you get to a certain age, you know, you don't want to dwindle your career out. Does it make you want to go on again and kind of progress more?
What's helped me is, mate, the boys in the Midway Park got a bit of legs about them. No. Listen, it's good taking having that bit of responsibility and stuff, and just adding that to your game. And I've always kind of been quite vocal on the pitch and like demanding the ball and demanding a lot after the players run about and stuff like that. So in terms of that, I was doing that as a young boy and stuff. But as you get older, it's like you need to have that bit of responsibility, like maybe taking people off to the side during training and maybe making a few pointers. No, it's the right thing you're telling them, mind you, but it's just a wee bits you learn early years and you can maybe pass it on a wee bit.
Aye, so it must have been a good kind of year for you then. But Rossco, like, I don't know if you've thought about it like this, but if the season was to be finished, you'd finish as the first top goal scorer of the Caledonian Braves. Is that kind of sounds a wee bit kind of silly, but it's kind of a historic moment because it's the first proper season under the club, and you're going to finish as the top goal scorer.
That was the aim when I signed. That I said to you a few times that's my job for the team. You know what I mean? My job's to put the ball in the net. That's why the gaffer brought me here, and that's what I enjoy doing. So As I say, scored the first ever goal, competitive goal as well. So, yeah, I mean, probably something to look back on over the years and to be a wee bit proud of, to be honest, yeah.
Yeah, because you never know.
As I say, it's brand new, so there's not many times that you get to do that for a club, though. You know what I mean?
That's the thing. So it's maybe it's kind of came at a good time that you've got a brand new club as well. So you're going to benchmark your name into the club's history as well. So I mean, that must be brilliant for you.
Well, as I said, there's not many people who get the chance to do that. Be the first person to ever score for a club or anything. So it's quite unique that way. It's quite good to have that in the book.
That's it. When the Cali Braves are leading the line out for the Champions League, they'll remember the first goal scorer was Ross McNeil. That's it.
Exactly.
So let's kind of move on. I want to base this about getting to know the team a bit more, and I think there's no better guys than yourselves to give a wee rundown of how the boys are in the dressing room, kind of behind the scenes. So we'll kick on with just kind of a couple of no quick fire questions, but just like who you think these players are. So you can kind of just jump in when you want, but who's Rossco, you're quite kind of prominent with the fine system in the Cali Braves team, would you say? You know, you kind of in charge of that.
That's I'm in charge of that. So a few boys not happy with it, to be fair.
No.
But there's been a few question marks over the course of the season.
What's your kind of standard fines that you get coming in quite often?
No flip-flops in the showers.
Yeah.
Boots in the physio room's been a few.
Piss in the showers. That's one.
That is one. That is one. There's been a few, to be fair. There's a few candidates that tick every one of the boxes.
Who is the most? Who do you find coming to you the most with the money?
Neil McLaughlin paid a fair whack, didn't he?
I would probably Serge paid a fortune.
When he first came, didn't
he? He was getting fined every week, and so was Ben at the start. I'd probably say Serge. Serge
coming from experienced kind of players as well, isn't it?
He's
Face cadet. I think he got a fine for turning up late for training one day, didn't he?
Release anything like that, guys. Come on, but he must be. He obviously came in when your double November was coming up for the night out as well, wasn't it?
Mate. It was perfect.
It couldn't have been any better.
Perfect for you, not for him. Speaking about that, who would you say is the worst in a night out, or what's been the worst kind of story that's happened in a night out so far?
Who's the biggest bomb scare? Who's the worst in terms of that?
Go for that bomb scare. Who'd you say?
Serge.
What makes you say that?
Going for that Christmas night, Serge, mate. Well, we played Gretton obviously, and we got the train right after the game, and the train was a couple of hours. But once we get down there, Serge was an absolute bomb scare. Went straight to his bed about 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and I think we were at a club at 3 o'clock or something. Serge just woke up at 2, got changed, and came out to meet us. And we were just heading home.
In his bed already, couldn't even handle the train down.
Sick early room as well, mate.
Serge letting the team down. You think that would come from one of the younger boys as well?
I know.
The occasion get the better of him, mate.
That's it. He comes up to the Cali Braves, just can't handle it.
Exactly.
Who else did you find maybe shocked you? Wasn't he that great on a night out? Couldn't handle a drink? Was any of the younger boys kind of struggling? Keep up with you?
Nah. It's another experience, boy, to be fair, innit?
Aye.
I don't know what you're talking about there, mate. You can finish that one off.
How was that weekend for the team? Like, just to kind of, just always to be together, especially after a big win. Like, was it good to did that get you? Because we've had a lot of good talk about being together and stuff like that. Was that a big factor in the second half of the season, being a bit together and things like that?
Austin, could you just see if it turned out? I think it was 18 bodies that came. So just going with that as well, just shows you kind of change room it is, because I've been in Christmas nights as well, probably same as Rossco, maybe 10, 11 boys, 12 boys and stuff like that. But it was a good laugh. The Sunday's always good. That's when it separates, and then for the boys and who's in the pub at 10 o'clock on Sunday morning.
Was there fines handed out for that one?
There was a few.
Was a few fines actually.
There was a few. Boys had to be ready for 10, but it's 18 boys turned up. Even Grant Dickey, who had left the club by then, even come down. It was a right good. I think the only boys that never came were the two loan players because they were training on the Sunday.
Can I let them away with it slightly?
Lewis Lovering came. He's a bomb scare.
He had a bomb scare.
What he got up to?
Do I know?
No, I know. That's it. No good stories for him. But if you think, can I keep it on that? Was Andy really tight with their money when they were down there? Was Andy, you found, kind of keeping the hand out their pocket? And
well, there's a story on a Sunday, and we were in the pub. Must have been 8, 9 o'clock on a Sunday, and Craig Quinn's coming around like that. Andy, what a drink? And me and Reedy went, aye, double vodka and Red Bull, mate. And then he says, I don't think I've got. I don't think I've got enough money for that. And me and Reedy went, what you then asking? And then he went, well, I didn't expect him to say aye because I asked last time and they'd hanged one. So I was just. He must have been a token gesture. He was asking them if they wanted a drink.
Oh, that's terrible. Craigie's got to be on the rounds next time, surely, just to make up for that.
Aye, has, mate. No, just that.
Yeah, a wee bit more as well, but go back. We'll jump ahead, move back to some of these questions. Like, see, thinking about, like, I've got ideas in my head of who you are going to say, but who would you say is the most kind of gullible one in the team? Who falls for everything that you kind of pull on them? And like, is any of the young boys, or is it even one of the experienced lads?
Craigie, I would say.
Craig.
Aye. Yeah, you believe anything you tell him, I think, to be honest.
Neil McLaughlin, I know.
That's who I was thinking. Is it Noah Neely?
100% Neil McLaughlin for me. Aye. He believes everything.
Who would you say has got the worst music in the dressing room?
I know I'm going to get stick for this.
So Roscoe's the one in charge of the music, mate.
You've been in charge of music since the start of the season, Roscoe.
Aye. Chris brought a speaker in and nobody took it on. So
everybody's been sitting with their earphones, mate, pre-match now.
Yeah, the GBX got brought in recently. I didn't think people would be into it, but they absolutely loved it.
Aye,
but again,
I love that.
Terrible category again. His name seems to be popping up quite a bit.
Aye, somebody's got to take control of it, though. You know. Yeah, you going to keep that for next season if everyone stays on? Is that going to be your thing, or are you going to move it on to the next person?
No, the boys can decide. That's up to them. So it'll definitely be off me.
Go to a vote for it.
Well, I never win votes, so.
Oh. Who's like this? I thought this would be quite a good one, just because I find it quite difficult to figure out who it is. But who would you say is the gaffer's boy in the team? Who's the one that the gaffer would you say maybe puts his arm around a lot, or lets away with a couple of things? Who's that kind of guy?
I'd probably say Rossco.
Rossco?
You're going to say that.
What makes you think Rossco?
Constantly phoning the gaffer, texting the gaffer, goes out jogs with the gaffer.
All right.
Just going for Nando's with the gaffer, just doing everything with the gaffer.
Is that how you won that gift card, Roscoe?
Exactly.
Used it for the both of who's the funniest in the changing room then? Who's the one that is always cracking the jokes?
It's a good changing room that way, isn't it, Roscoe?
To be fair, there's not really. I can't think of one in particular. It's quite a good changing room. It goes. Boys always produce. To be fair.
You kind of find there's a lot of
people into the bar and stuff. Like.
Aye, even if you kind of find when you get into dressing rooms, there's always kind of groups and stuff. But you I think the kind of morale of our group has been really good. That even if it's kind of sometimes separates into the experienced boys and the young boys or whatever, that everyone kind of comes together and it's a good laugh at training and things like that. It must be good.
Do you know who's funny, by the way? Wee Ben's funny.
Wee Ben?
Aye, I was thinking Wee Ben Sinky, aye.
Ben's Quite sharp, so he is, and he's quite funny. Which is probably wouldn't have guessed that, made you been quite quiet, but he has his fair share of moments, so he does.
No, there's no cliques in our changing room. There's obviously a few boys travel together on that, but there's no cliques or anything like that at all.
Aye, so is that good? Like, have you been in changing rooms where it's been like that, and maybe it hasn't been
Aye.
kind of on the park and off the park?
Aye,
I think
it's
every
not
change
great
room
when
I've
you're
been
in a
in,
changing
there's
room.
been one. Aye.
Like, what was it like at Livingston, Sinky? Like when you were kind of climbing up the leagues, when you were going from like League Two all up to Championship and stuff. Were you like what we were like at Caledonia Braves before it kind of moved up and got a bit more serious when you got to the Championship, or did they kind of stick when you were there?
No, that to be fair, that's part of it. That kind of stuck. That was just absolutely carry on the full 3 years. Like the change room was unbelievable, and had a few. Also, at the start, I had a lot of experience, like Dave Mackay, James McPake, and all that. But when they kind of moved on and stuff like that, then it was a lot of your young boys got a chance to kind of make their debuts and stuff like that in League Two. But we'd all played in the youth teams together. Came all the way up. I think there was like 7 or 8 of us that made their debuts that year and stuff like that, and kind of all played together. But you had boys like Ian Russell, Craig Barr, Bobby Barr, Davey Winters, Robbie Winters. Like it was just honestly, because you're winning as well, it helps. Like the banter was the banter was flowing. It was mental, that change room, and most of the people kind of stuck through it for League Two up to all the way to the Championship, and it didn't really stop to the Championship. It's still the same group of players, and I think we were sitting 6th or something like that before Gary Boland got the sack, which I think was poor, to be honest with you. But that's it. I think it's different when you're in a full-time change room. You're seeing the boys every single day and stuff. You can have more fun, and I think that's the time when you go to part-time and you don't really see the boys kind of a lot. But that's the difference kind of this year as well. Like you go in and everybody's going to team nights out, everybody's getting to training a wee bit earlier, having a laugh, having a cup of tea together and stuff like that. And that's one of the differences I've noticed this year anyway compared to other part-time clubs.
Yeah, do you like that? Do you like that kind of style that we've got here? That everyone kind of does, like you say, they come in. Everyone comes in quite early, I think, and everyone kind of has a good laugh before training. Is that kind of one of the main like good points of coming to training? Like, does it make you enjoy it more?
100%. Aye, it's definitely in it, Rossco.
Aye, 100%. Aye, boys try and get in, get a wee cup of tea, have a chat, and then after training, boys stay back, get the men's wraps out.
Right, mention the men's wraps.
That doesn't. I've never had that at part-time clubs before. It's usually in 10 minutes before training, train, and jump in the motor and go home.
Is that the team that's kind of implemented that, or has that been the gaffer?
I think it came from the gaffer because he kind of stayed at the start of the season. What can we add and stuff like that, and what can we maybe do it? Like when I was in Australia, like there for quite a bit. Like after it wasn't a great level what I was playing at and stuff like that. But see, after most teams across the country, after you finish your training, like the social club put like a wee barbecue, a wee bit of food on you, and they'd have a wee can of juice and stuff like that after the training sessions. It just gets the boys spending a bit of time together. You know what I mean? Because you're literally, if you're in and out, you're only seeing each other for an hour and a half. Then you're supposed to, on a Saturday, you're going to have to go and work hard for each other and kind of fight for each other and stuff. But if you build that relationship with each other and stuff like that, I think it helps.
Yeah, it must be really kind of. It must like we keep touching on this kind of togetherness and strong bond we've got. That must just be another kind of big part of it, because you see at the end of training, it's as experienced boys, as young boys are all coming in, and everyone just can have a good time. Sometimes folk are only leaving at like 10:15, 10:30, and like, trying to get Big Ian, trying to chuck us all out.
I think that's people just staying away from their messages, mind you.
That extra half an hour does you good.
That's it.
It's all about the men's wraps. Be there at 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock.
Aye, we touch on the men's wraps. They're becoming a bit legendary with the Braves now, these men's wraps. Rossco, you're quite a big connoisseur of them. You love them.
Aye, it's favourite part, the men's wraps. Last time they were done with kidney beans or something in it, and it was not acceptable.
Got to keep it nice standards, the good standard.
The standard recently has been frightening since spice and everything.
You miss
it? It does, mate. I don't think my mum and dad's too happy, mind you, with the game and the pans. I'm not off the pan with the spice it, but at the time they're lovely.
Oh, I don't envy them at all, mate. Don't envy them at all. He's missing it. Is that one of the big things you're missing, along with the football?
Aye. In the changing room with the boys, the banter and all that. Like as I say, it is. See if it wasn't a great changing room in that, you'd probably a lot of boys and a lot of clubs are probably out there thinking, don't really want to go to training, they don't really enjoy, they just want to come in and go. But because you've got such a good change in them, you do miss the banter, and you miss it, the laughs at training you have.
Aye.
Yeah, because you're just kind of in the group chats and stuff like that. A few messages here and there and stuff, but you should say you're not interacting with people and kind of spending a bit of time with them.
Aye, it's weird how it's going on with kind of that whole isolation thing. Touching on that, I said in the other two podcasts, I sent you some questions just to kind of see how he's gone with that. But Sinky, I'll go to you first, and I'm interested to hear if you listened to Reedy and Wint's podcast the other day.
I heard Reedy said me and Davey Winters.
Who are you picking? Who's your top two players that you've isolated with? Are you going with Reedy because he picked you? Or are you going completely off the boat?
Listen, mate, I'd love to spend time with Reedy and Davey, but I spend enough time with them. To be honest with you, the two I'm picking, mate, for value and stories, and I'm picking Ray Parlour and Alan Brazil.
Right, okay.
What a night that is.
What a night.
What a night.
I don't think I'd want to come out of isolation with you two, mate. just sitting with the beers and the stories.
That's all you need.
That's it, mate. That's my two.
I see it. What about you, Rossco? Who are you going for?
I'm going to two Ronaldos.
Right.
I'm 9 and Cristiano.
Both for just the kind of the chat, the stories, or just to kind of back to touch with them or something like that. Stories,
and then you go to the back and just watch Ronaldo. They step overs and dummy fake goalies. He was brilliant for R9 to watch when I was younger. That was like my favourite striker. So
right.
6 years ago.
Nice. Another one was if you had to pick a previous game, so it's like you have to rewatch it. So obviously there's no football, there's no live football. What game sticks out in your head when you got asked that question that you'd want to continually watch? You could keep watching and you wouldn't get bored.
I know Reedy Wint said Liverpool AC, now that is one, but I feel as though they've said it. I would go. I'm stuck between two Man United games: the Man United Bayern '99 Champions League final and the Man United Man City 4-3 where Michael Owen scored in the last minute.
Right, decent. That was a good game. Tense right up to the last minute. Is that the kind of game you want? You want something that's going to keep you going to the last minute?
Aye. That's why the Liverpool one is good as well. I think the Liverpool one is it, but I don't want to say it because everybody else has. So I'm going to say Man United Bayern just because of the drama.
Right. No. What about you, Sinky? What game are you going for?
One that always sticks out with me, mate. I mean, Rangers fans, the one the cup final where Lovenkrands the header won it.
Aye, right.
Barry Ferguson scored the free kick and all, I think, didn't he?
Aye, before
Lovenkrands scored that header later on, I think. So for me, that's always one I always watch, and it comes on the Rangers Celtic ones in Sky Sports. And especially with a Rangers fan, I don't think I get sick of watching that one. To be honest,
keeps you good memories and stuff like that. You want something that's going to keep you upbeat and lively.
Aye, and they're few and far between these days, mate. So,
and do you know what's Rangers beat Clyde 7-0?
What's that, mate?
You know what's the Rangers Clyde 7-0 game back now?
I think it was actually 7-1, mate. We Kev Watt scored, so I don't know what game you're talking about.
Still running a bit.
I've still legs are still sore for that game.
Who are you in the middle of the park with?
We went 4-3-3, I think, that day against Rangers at Ibrox.
Right. All right. Dangerous.
He had the idea to kind of, they were there for the taking, which is fair enough, but you're playing at Ibrox, so it's a big pitch, and Lee Wallace was playing like left there, front three, so he was that high up. Right. It was me, David Gray, and somebody else, so I don't think we'd have a leg between us to run about him.
God, was that a good kind of? See, being a Rangers fan, was that your first game at Ibrox, or you played there before?
No, we
played there every second week.
I wish. It was no, I played there with Airdrie twice.
Right, okay.
When obviously Rangers were kind of came up division, we played them at home once. It was on BT Sport, and then we played them we actually played them back to back at Ibrox 2 weeks back to back because it was the cup game on the Friday night. And then we played them the Saturday the following week. It was that Poppy display thing.
Okay.
It was a sellout of 52,000, so it was it was good, and it was not an each at half time, mind you, but I don't think we got it in half, and then Big John Daly scored a header right after half time, and then that was it. But it's a good experience. I think I got 5 touches of ball early 4 games, mate, mind you, but.
Aye, but like being a fan you as well, Roscoe. Like, is it just is a bit surreal when you can walk out at Ibrox, even if you're in the opposition team?
It's massive. See, when it's empty and you walk out and stand in the centre circle, you don't realise how big it is. It's huge.
It's that main stand, isn't it? It's the main stand.
It's massive. It's you don't realise when you're sitting in the stands and that you don't really notice how big it is. I mean, you know this. You know it's big, but you don't realise until you're standing on the park. You feel like a miniature.
I think even just in the warm up and that, it's kind of surreal when you start to see the stadium fill up and stuff. You're just like, here we
it
go.
was
You know
Armed Forces Day when we played there the first time. It was Armed Forces Day, so
that's
the
Packed.
The gun in that,
Aye.
Right. So let's move back to these questions. So what TV show you binging? What you got? Either something you're doing now or something you'd watch all the time. You've watched maybe 4 or 5 times. What are you going for, Roscoe? You want to go first, mate?
Again, stuck between 2.
Right.
Still.
Take that chewing gum off your arse then.
Stuck between Still Game and Prison Break.
Oh, that's like 2 classics to be fair. You get laughs and you get good series in Prison Break. I'll maybe get
Prison Break would last you longer. Prison Break would last you longer.
Aye.
Obviously, an hour episode. So just for the fact that it would last longer, I would go Prison Break.
Prison Break, right. Sinky, what are you thinking? What's your thing? What's your go-to?
I'm actually starting Californication again. I don't know if anyone's ever seen that. Hank Moody. You know what? You not seen it?
Nah, I've not seen it.
No, I've not seen it, mate.
You go on it. Honestly, what a guy. Hank Moody, what a guy he is. And I'm actually watching Ray Donovan as well.
Many biscuits can you get through in an episode?
I've been absolutely dunking Ferguson, the digestives into the tea, mate. So easy 10.
Oh.
10.
Easy 10. It's only a 10-minute episode, isn't it?
Brilliant.
Keeping on food, what would you if you had to stock up for a bit? What would you be stocking up on your food? Like maybe your biscuits, or what kind of dinner would you want to make? And that's the only thing you can make for maybe a couple of weeks before you have to go back.
It would also be a salad for myself, mate.
All right, okay.
Nah, I'm pretty basic in terms of during the week, mate. I'm pretty healthy-ish. I'm kind of chicken and rice most of the time, but I love a Sunday dinner, to be honest with you.
Is that one thing you'd go for? You'd have to. Right, okay.
I need my Yorkshires and that on the Sunday.
Oh, aye.
Great shout, Sinky, that is.
It's a good shout, actually.
It's a great shout.
What are you thinking, Oscar? Are you going with that, or are you going with something different?
No, I think Reedy said that I do like fajitas.
Aye.
I could go for fajitas.
What about you, Roy?
Me? Oh,
I could go mint traps.
I'm in trap. I could probably go with them. I'm a bit kind of. I'd probably go.
Mate, I've seen the size of your mince wraps. It's like a burrito you have.
Aye.
Boston with mince, mate.
Aye, because you don't want to drip it everywhere.
Needs 2 wraps.
Honestly, good.
2 wraps and a plate at the same time, mate. But I maybe go with mince wraps. You can't beat a good mince wrap or maybe like a nice pasta dish, mate. That's what I'd go for.
I hope you're stocked up in the toilet roll anyway for a nice.
Oh, I know. I'd be every day, mate. Every day. You wouldn't want that. Maybe pasta and mince wraps. But aye, some pasta base. I'd have to go with something decent, the basic you can make. You don't want to make something difficult all the time.
I bet you eat pasta with nothing in it, just pure plain pasta.
Oh, can you do that? Oh, surely no. It's got to have a nice cheese sauce. Wee blue cheese sauce, something like that.
No thanks.
No, not for you.
Nah, not for me.
Right, just to kind of just kind of getting to the end, guys. So kind of finish up. Just kind of give me some of your last comments on the season, if it was to be done. So if the season was over, how would you sum it up? Sinky, do you want to go first? How would you sum up this season, personally, and maybe as a team as well?
As a team, I think it's, as I said, there's been a lot of good moments where the goals we scored. Some of the players, there's a lot of managers been out there kind of complimentary in terms of the way we play the game. And I think on the day, we can take points out. We can beat any of the teams in the league, I think.
Yeah.
On our day, we've showed that. To be honest with you, especially for kind of group of young boys and that it is and stuff. But from a personal point of view, like as older you get, you just want to play as many games as you can. And I've played the mastery games and I've enjoyed it. I just don't like give my Saturday up to go and get touches of the ball, mate. So the way we play, you're always going to get that. So I enjoy mastery games as long as I'm getting touches of the ball.
Keep you going. Rossco, what's your kind of last comments in the kind of season? Obviously been pretty positive for you, finishing top goal scorer if the season's over. But maybe as a team, how do you think it's been?
It's been ups and downs. As Sinky said, when we're good, we're really good. I mean, beat East Kilbride away, Spartans away. You know, we've got that performance in us that we've proved. It's just maybe like, so, I don't know if we think, but we should beat teams. You know, like no disrespect to guys, they'll beat in that we drew 5 each with and stuff. We seem to do better against the bigger teams that give us more space so we can pass the ball about. It's just inconsistent, but that as I say, that happens when you've got a young team as well. But that will certainly be the aim if everyone stays together to build and the good results and get more consistent. Personally, it's been good. It's been my best season in front of goal for a good number of years. And just to touch on what Sinky said, the older you get, you do want to be playing. It gets to a stage where you want to wake up on a Saturday and think, I'll get a good chance of playing the day and stuff like that. And it just makes you enjoy the weekend and the week and training everything a wee bit better. When you're playing, it's just about playing as much as you can because it's not going to last forever. You know what I mean?
No first isolation keeps up, isn't it?
No,
I know.
But thanks very much, guys. I think it's been a good kind of chat. Hopefully, everyone kind of understands a wee bit about the players now and like kind of looking behind the scenes and seeing what they're like in the dressing room. You know, you aren't just like 11 guys going out the pitch on a Saturday. You know, you've all got your part-time jobs. You're all brilliant, kind of funny guys, and you've got good personalities. So maybe it's good to kind of get that out. So hopefully, whoever tunes in kind of understands what kind of goes on at the Cali Braves and that it's a good, as you guys said, you know, it's a good tight-knit group, good bonding, you know, things like that. So thanks for coming on, guys, and hope everyone stays safe and things like that. Just
No
now,
problem, mate. I'm away for
all
my
the best.
biscuits.
Aye.
All the best. Take care. See you later.
See you, cheers, mate.
All right, cheers. We'll see you again soon, guys. Cheers.